Right. This is dollar index on a daily chart. You can all see the chart, right?
Yes.
Specifically, we need to look at this day, which is today. Let me just highlight today quickly. Right. So yesterday's close and today's open. Let me just highlight that on. That's the dollar index. Now, if we go to the USDCAD, I'm also gonna highlight the current candle for today. All right, let me just highlight that. Then I go to yesterday's close. Right. Now I'm gonna zoom in so that you can see clearly what exactly I'm trying to portray. So this is H4 on USDCAD, and this is H4 on dollar index. Okay, let me go there. Let me put them aside so that you can see clearly. So on your left, we've got dollar index, and on the right, we've got USDCAD. Right. You can clearly see. Let's deal with the past 1, 2, 3. Let's say 4 candles. The past 4 candles on either side. The last 4 candles on USDCAD and the last 4 candles on the dollar index. I'm talking about these guys here. That's 1, and these guys here. That's 2. Now, if you look at those candles towards New York open, I'm sure it was this candle here. We had this guy. See this guy on the USDCAD, and we had this guy on dollar index. Let me just make sure of the time. All right. Now this is Asian close. Right. We also go to USDCAD, Asian close, London open. Right. Look at those 2 4-hour candles on both sides, USDCAD and dollar index towards London open. If you noticed, dollar index was rallying. You see here, you see this candle, this guy. Dollar index rallied. That was towards London open. And then look at CAD. Can you see, guys? I think people are just because it's like I'm talking to myself now. Can you see this candle, guys, that I've highlighted on the dollar index?
Yeah.
Now compare it to the one on USDCAD. This guy here. You see, we had an inverted hammer towards London open on the USDCAD. But if you look at dollar index, it was rallying massively. Yes, USDCAD, it did rally when the candle opened, but when it closed lower. It formed a inverted hammer. But USDCAD, it rallied. The moment it opened, it rallied. It never came back down. Now, my analysis from this guy is you need to take note. You see, that was a clear sign USDCAD was lagging behind of dollar index. Remember yesterday I mentioned that when the dollar rises, when the dollar index rises, USDCAD should also follow suit. But obviously it's not at the same time. So now when you see the other, especially the currency pair, USDCAD, when you see USDCAD lagging behind dollar index, in this case, you'd have seen London open strong bullish on dollar index, but London open on USDCAD it was strong bullish on the candle open, but towards London open, there was an inverted hammer, as if sellers are coming back into the market on USDCAD. Can you see here? You see, we've got this candle here, and then we've got this bearish candle. We've got two bearish candles sandwiched between this bullish move and this one here, this tiny one. Look at this one here. You see this bearish candle?
Yeah.
That's a bearish engulfing candle. A bearish engulfing candle. Now, how many people went short after seeing this bearish engulfing candle? Remember, when you see a bearish engulfing candle, prices should go lower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's candlesticks 101, guys. You must know. Bearish engulfing candle, prices must go lower. Bullish engulfing candle, prices must go up. That's basics from the textbook. So now, imagine how many people shorted USDCAD from last night. And then, yes, it dropped, but only this was the drop. You see? The bearish candle and that bullish small candle there, that was the drop. But now, towards London open, we had dollar rallying. During all this bearish move on the USDCAD, look what the dollar index was doing. These two small candles. Indecision in the market. But you can clearly see that dollar is rallying. You see? Dollar is rallying, and it broke the 95 400 resistance zone. So now, the moment you see this inverted hammer, London open, the moment you see that, and you see on dollar index, we had a clear rally also towards London open. Then you see an inverted hammer, which means USDCAD was lagging behind in terms of price movement. So that's the chance to capitalize, to go long on USDCAD. You see, because eventually it has to follow suit with the dollar index. You see? So London open would have been a good opportunity to go long on USDCAD. You see? That was a clear, easy trade of the day. Yes, we discussed it yesterday, but I never took note of it. I was just focusing on my NZUSD and British pound. You can see there's clearly 40 pips that were available on USDCAD just today from London open, and then you'd have exited that trade probably like New York open or something, because that's only like 8 hours.
Okay.
Did you get it, guys?
Also, that one, that you said was yesterday, the USD index goes along with USD card.
Yes.
Most cases.
Yeah, but it's not like at the same time. Remember, I said yesterday, it's not like at the same time that they rally together. That's exactly the example that
like what? Okay.
Yeah, dollar index was rallying towards London open, but look at USDCAD. It rallied and then price rejected. Now imagine how many people were shorting USDCAD here, even on this inverted hammer. How many people went short? A lot of people. You see, with their stops probably, I don't know, maybe above this high or above this high, and then they got cleared with two candles. They got cleared out.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just things that you have to take note of. That's why we said yesterday, it's very important to, before you even open any trade, especially a pair with dollar in it, just look at what is the dollar index doing, because it can be a very good, clear sign. It can give you a clear sign of where price is going to head. You see now, dollar index was rallying. Look what happened to British pound. Look what happened to Euro USD. They all fell. You see, if you check Euro USD right now, it also fell almost identical to to the cable. What happened with the cable? Let me see. Where's Euro USD? You see? Yeah. Can you see? It also fell. This is daily. Okay, let me go to H4.
Yeah.
You see? There. It was falling, but USDCAD is a bit of in a range or something. But shorts would have been the ideal trades. There we go. You see? My profile didn't just update quickly. And dollar index was rallying.
Oh, that's why. Yes.
You get it now, eh? Look at
Okay.
look at the
Yes. So Ivan, I wanted to ask.
Look at fiber. The same thing happened with fiber. You see, there is the trade that we took on fiber last night. I think Eddie was awake when I called in this trade. You see, last night after seeing this, you see this candle here, close below this support, then it turned into resistance. This candle close. There's the trade that we took, which is still currently running at the moment. So it's the things that you just have to incorporate when you're taking trades, especially with these majors. You must incorporate the dollar index in your trade, especially like USDCAD. I cased myself today of not taking note of that because that was an easy trade, you see, on USDCAD.
Yeah.
That was
Ivan, I wanted to ask. So you look also at the time zone, like the London Open.
Yeah.
If the London Open manipulates the market at first, then it goes up.
Yeah. You see, normally market moves either on a close or open of one of the major forex exchanges. That is London, Asia, New York, New Zealand. That's when you get most moves happening, and also towards like strong fundamentals. You see what happened with the British pound today? There were strong fundamentals for British pound that came out, I think, around 11 or 12, somewhere there. And then it shoots down. You see? It shoot all the way down.
Okay.
Yeah. So USDCAD, that was an easy trade if someone had looked at what the dollar index was doing. Because you have to ask yourself, okay, why is USDCAD rejecting when dollar index is rising like that? You see? You need to ask yourself those questions. Why are we getting these rejections? You see? Because eventually it will follow suit, which is exactly what happened. You see?
Okay.
Which is exactly what happened. So it's just things that it's just things that you have to incorporate in your trades, guys. So that's what I wanted to highlight to you, that dollar index is very powerful. There was an easy trade which we could have taken today, but we were just not on it.
We left money on the table.
Yes, Mr. George.
We left money on the table.
Yeah. So that
don't understand.
There's more opportunities. That's what I wanted to just show you guys in regards to that USDCAD trade that I was talking about. Skumbuzo highlighted it yesterday, and from after seeing it yesterday, I was like, no, long positions are ideal on USDCAD, but we just didn't have proper entries. You see, that's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Irving,
yeah.
Can I get to ask for our entries? For our entry yesterday?
Okay. Ivan, I wanted to ask me. I have a problem on these entries, man. Like the right entry, exactly when you are entering a trade.
Guys, I can only show you to the river. I can't show you how to drink the water. You know, it's things that you have to work now on you. I can only show you where the river is, but the drinking part of the water now, it's a personal thing. You see, normally like you need to look at me. What I normally consider is areas where price reacts. You see, like pivot points. You see, like if you look at British pound, yeah. If you look at cable, where's my trade on cable? Where's the phone? Let me check. if you look at cable, we put our stop loss at 3100 and our entry was at 3366. That was the entry of the cable last night. It was 3366. Why it was 3366? It had broken the 3400, the 3500 zone. Remember, it broke and closed below. You see this candle here? This is British pound, the trade that you see here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me zoom in nicely so that you guys can see. Right, there we go. You see these bullish candles that happened. This must be Asian session. There was no activity here. You see? There was no activity. Our entry, I think it was, I don't know what time now.
After Asian.
No, we entered that trade around 12. Right, there we go. The first bullish candle, that was our entry. Because I had seen this guy close below major support. So this had turned into resistance. You can see this resisted, and it eventually fell.
Went down.
You see?
Okay.
So now,
All right.
I was working with remember I said the 3500 price area is the one to look at when it comes to
Someone is having an aha moment.
yeah, that's Eddie. so,
No, I understand what you're saying. I wanted to ask the same question which could ask.
You see, let me do this. Right, you see the shaded area. Let's go to a 30-minute in the shaded area. Where are we? Right, there we go. Now you can clearly see. Remember, we were working with these laws here. I think last night we highlighted these laws. So the moment I started seeing this, you see here, this was towards, I think, 12 midnight. That price area, that must be 12 midnight, somewhere here. That's when we entered our trade. So when it started rejecting these laws, this, then I knew Asian session is gonna range. It won't get up to these highs. They won't get there. Now look, what time did price tumbled? 11:12, around 11:12, there was fundamentals there. Then they used the fundamentals, market crashed.
Pamia, oh, that was easy money.
Yeah, that was easy money. You see, that was easy money. So that's the thing. When it comes to entries, I look at like significant pivot points or areas of strong demand or strong supply. You see, because price always reacts violently on those levels. That's what I look at. I don't know if it can help you, Kudzi, to determine your entries, because I can take you to the river, but the drinking part, that's your own story.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not a case of saying, you see where
Yes. Well, I understand now.
Yeah. You see where British pound is right now. You see the current price, it's at 29,500, right?
Mm.
And then you say, okay, what am I gonna trade there? You see, there's no trade currently on British pound. There's no trade. But if you were here, you could see that there was a trade. We are coming off this strong zone. You see, for some that are aggressive, this is a 30-minute chart. You see what happened here when it touched 129,300. It rejected 129,300. That's for people who are aggressive. That would be trading with like huge lot sizes. They'll put maybe 10, then they take it higher. 2-3 candles ahead, they close that trade. They make money. So that's the thing. So once you see a level being worked, you see like this, price was working both sides.
Okay.
They work here. They work here. They work it here. They work it here. Work it here. Eventually, it will give up. And then it crashed. So that's much about it when it comes to entries. You need to get to know the level that you are entering on. Like you need to ask yourself, okay, what could go wrong if I enter here? If you have answers to what could go wrong at a certain pivot point, that's a good answer.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you find yourself not having answers of what could go wrong on your entry, then that trade is not a good trade. Okay. Because the moment you eliminate what could go wrong on your entry point, the better, because you've got a better chance now of the trade going in your favor because you have eliminated circumstances that could make you lose that trade. Any more questions, Eddie?
Yes.
And I've been clear.
Mr. School, my brother, are you there?
I thought, Ivan.
Yes, Eddie.
Ivan.
I'm here, my brother. I'm listening.
Ah, you can listen sometime. Oh.
George, keep quiet.
Yeah, you say what, Eddie?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you last night, right, which candlestick are you using for us to get here? But it was late for it to ask. I wanted to consider candlestick, which indicates that you're gonna end at this level. But I just I think let me see how it goes. But I thought it's gonna you have used candlestick, but you explain what you have used for entry. Now I understand.
Now I understand that. You see the one I was explaining now, the USDCAD. Let's go to the USDCAD 4 hour. Was I on 4 hour again? Right, yeah, 4 hour USDCAD. You see this candle here, that inverted hammer on USDCAD. Now look at the price where it was. 3100 price. You see here, support. Remember, this is a 4 hour, right? And then you see a 4 hour inverted hammer candle close. And then you look at dollar index, price is rallying like crazy on that same period. You see, there's H4 on dollar index. Then you see price doing like this. You see, there in comparison to USDCAD, in comparison to USDCAD, this small guy here, enticing people to go short. Remember, inverted hammer. You just look at the wick, be saying our sellers are getting control of the what? Of the market. Price rallied up here and then it rejected. The next candle is going to tumble down. But look what happened. It went opposite. You see? So it's these kind of signs that you need to understand. Yeah, it takes time. You see, that's the thing. It takes time. You see here, let's go back in time. You see there's inverted hammers here, the bearish inverted hammers. You see these ones? You see what happened with the market eventually? It tumbled. So the same thing could have happened here. But see, it was a bullish inverted hammer.
This one was tricky, huh?
That one was very tricky.
You see?
How do you find this trick?
Most people would have gone short, but you can clearly see that market wants to go higher there. You see, let me zoom in and explain. It's nothing tricky.
This is what we call instinctive edge.
You see the bearish candle. You see this bearish candle here.
Yeah.
That's a bullish engulfing, right?
Yeah.
Remember, retail traders, they'll be seeing this. Market is tumbling. It ranged.
Yeah, and they'll say it's a railway track.
You see, bullish engulfing. You see, bullish engulfing. The moment they see this bullish engulfing, candlesticks 101, without looking at where the price is. Like, let me zoom out quickly. Let me zoom out so that you can see where price is. Look where price is. You see? We are here at this zone here. Yeah. You see? We're just coming off that demand zone. Let me zoom in a bit now so that you can see.
We can just jump in back.
Because everyone would have shorted there. I'm telling you guys, most people would have short because of this bearish engulfing candle. Bearish engulfing candle, we're expecting prices to go lower. But now, price can't keep going lower when we are approaching a strong demand area. You see, in comparison to this, move here, you see here, you see this move.
Yeah.
Look where price was working at. Price was working this range. You see, which is a strong resistance area. Now, this move, what was price working with? A retracement of this swing. Now, this, what is price working with? Obviously, nothing to do with these two guys. But it's at a demand area. You see, price is at a demand area. It's just coming off a strong demand area. Look at daily. You see, we are coming off this area. For the first time, we are here testing this here. So we are expecting what? Higher moves, long trades. Yeah, it could be tricky for for someone who just open the chart and then say, I'm trading USDCAD without looking at the dollar index. Remember, dollar index is the one that's guiding you on this trade. Let's go to daily. You see dollar index? You see? Remember, we're going higher.
The dollar index is going to rest there to 96 something.
Yeah, we could 96.40. You see, yeah, it's gonna face some stiff competition here, but the target is here. You see, it's
there.
Remember, last week I sent a message to say USDCAD need to clear up that demand area to keep going lower. They didn't clear this demand area. You see here, they didn't get there. If they had cleared this demand zone here, if they had cleared here, then dollar would have tumbled. But they couldn't even sniff at it. You see? Then you know dollar is going higher. You see? So USDCAD would have been determined by dollar index. You see? The moment you see you saw that USDCAD lagging behind dollar index. You see dollar index on 4 hour, it was rallying like a crazy pair. Let me clear up these funny drawings now. You see this bullish candle here, this one. It's in comparison to that inverted hammer on USDCAD. There you have it. You see? Compared to this guy. Then you ask yourself, okay, so why is USDCAD rejecting when dollar index is rallying like that? Strong bullish momentum. Why is USDCAD rejecting the highs? Then look what happened next. Two candles took out everyone who had shorted from here, shorted from here. They were all taken out by these two candles.
Yeah.
So that was an easy trade. That's why I was like, we should have taken that trade. So that was an easy trade on USDCAD, guys. Right, I think we only have like 7 minutes left. I don't know if Sku has got something to ask.
Nothing for now. Nothing for now, Ivan.
I'm gonna throw you. I'm going to throw you a
now.
fiber cable, my guy, so that you don't have problem with connection.
Then
Please,
we must give him visa today.
Yeah, we need to organize him a nice connection. He's struggling. Anyway,
my connection is
that's much about it, guys. Let's see how it goes, how the market goes this whole week. I think where's let's see, NZUSD. There's a there's stiff competition there. There's like fighting going on our US NZ USD trade. Yeah, it's facing some competition, but it's still below our entry, so that's good. And then British pound, it hasn't
They
hit
check
our target.
Euro, JP,
Yeah, but for those who are in cable trade, it's also a good time to close now because this thing has dropped quite massively and it hit. You see this area here. So this area is going to be quite difficult to break for the 129 target. So for those in the cable trade, it's also good.
I never tried it.
Ivan,
Yeah.
Practice more.
Can you check Euro JPY? Can you check Euro JPY quick before you go? Just check if there's the trade.
Euro JPY. Where are we with Euro JPY? Yo, this thing is just meandering, my bro. There's no movements there. Look how short those daily candles are. This one, it's gonna explode. Soon it will explode.
I thought you go short.
You see now, you see the problem with this pay right now. It's quite difficult to hold. It's very difficult to hold a trade which is gonna work out like this. You see this thing here? Those are 4-hour candles. There's no movement at the moment, but it's gonna explode. But I don't know in which direction. But right now, direction is more to the bullish side on Euro JPY. Direction is more bullish. You see, considering where we are coming from, we are coming from the 124,500. Direction is more
tight.
Yeah, it's more bullish, but there's nothing happening. You see these candles? These are weekly candles. Look how small they are. Like there's no movement. You see, you wouldn't want to get into a pair like that.
And this on suicide mission.
Yeah, because this thing moves. You must know that Euro JPY moves. Look at the previous. You see, like this. That's 300, 400 pips in a week. But now look at last week. Last week only moved like 100 pips, 130 pips. So that's a pair to like keep monitoring. I wouldn't advise to. You see what happened when we tried to trade it? They took us out. Both sides of the market were worked. Remember last week we were taken out of our short trade, and then it didn't even move whatsoever. Yeah, it didn't go anywhere. So it's just a case of monitoring it because the signs are gonna come when it eventually spike out, which is what happened with the USD JPY last week. It eventually moved, I think because of NFP or something, I'm not sure. But USD JPY eventually broke out of that zone that we were talking about. You see here, let me uninit. You see this? Eventually it moved. So you're looking at like higher prices on USD JPY. So Euro JPY for now, I think it's best to just monitor it and learn from what it is doing. What's happening with Euro JPY? Just learn from it because it's meandering too much from this 124,500 area. Price is not really giving us clear
picture.
Yeah, clear picture.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, that's much about it. Let me go eat my cake now. Supper time.
Nice one.
Let me go eat my chicken from the village.
Nice one. Thank you very much, Mr.
You must,
yes, Matlot.
You must bring the maize cob, my bro. I saw you were posting the maize cobs there. You must bring most.
Have a great birthday, my guy.
I was buying some there. In Piavel.
In Behaviour.
George, did you buy chicken?
All right, guys. We chat. We chat on WhatsApp, guys.
My
Your network, guys, is poor.
Surgeons, thank you, my dude.
Yeah, we'll talk later on.
Guys.
We'll see how the market close. We might get some
Yeah,
opportunities somewhere. So we'll see how it. You guys, your network is poor. You are just.
Yeah.